Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
Bloody Happy Hour here.
Welcome to the show.
Turn Up Tuesday.
We have our quickie that we're going to tell you. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast.
Please do. And we got another request. Our Thursday episodes, you should post on your wall, story, or send to a friend. If you have one that you just thought was really juicy, really intriguing, or really just X-rated.
All the above.
Gross out somebody you know.
Yeah.
Send it to them.
Do it. They will appreciate it. They will love it. And then you and that person can talk about the episode together.
That helps us so much. Also, if you listen to us on Spotify and you rate us, that helps us so much. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, you can rate us and review us as you're subscribing to us. And that is so very helpful.
So very helpful.
Also, what's helpful is if you keep telling us how great our ads are. I just got a text saying, y'all have to pick your commercials. And I was like, oh, no, we don't. Why do you say that? Because it's all about dildos, male dildos.
What?
Oh, yes. So we're going to have to tune in and listen to it. They said it's very, very descriptive, very explicit.
Wow. Do they talk about how there's a law that
You can only have
allows
so many.
7 dildos per household?
Well, they were like, I just wanted to know if y'all got any samples because usually you get samples. Yeah, we do. So Mike, Suzanne,
if y'all are going to be making us
Josh?
have all these dildo advertisements, we need to try them.
they are holding back. We got the blenders. We got the Manscaped. We got the tea.
The tea.
What was that? The cacao tea.
The
The
cacao.
mushroom coffee. We got all that, but
They're holding back on the dildos.
maybe the dildos got lost in.
Got
in
lost
the
in the
mail.
mail. Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens. It happens.
Well, we can't give you any reviews about those. Maybe we'll find out.
maybe we will. Okay, so there's a lot that's going on right now. Do we want to start with the most? Let's not bury the lead. Let's just go right to Gene Hackman.
Oh, yes. So he was telling me about that this morning.
Okay, I was like, I didn't know who he was by the
course.
name.
And that's
But
exactly
then
what I said.
I saw
Caroline's
his
not gonna know.
picture of him, and I was like, oh, he was in like a couple of movies that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize he was already like 95.
I know.
God. So so the actor Gene Hackman was 95. He was found dead in his New Mexico home in a mudroom near the kitchen. The deputy believes that he may have like suddenly fallen. Okay. His wife, Betsy Araqua,
Mm-hmm.
we'll just call her Betsy. She's 65. She's also found dead on the floor of her bathroom near what looks like was a space heater that had like fallen off of something. Like it looked like it had fallen over and it was
Okay.
next to her.
Okay.
Also, there was a bottle of pills that was opened and scattered about, like either on the counter or nearby where she was.
Staged.
And then in the closet of the bathroom was the dog.
Okay.
I heard some reports say the dog was in a kennel. I don't know if the kennel was open or closed. I don't know if I don't know, but the dog was dead.
Yeah, so did the dog swallow some pills too?
Well, I don't know.
This is no.
I know. Okay, so then there's 2 other dogs that also are on the property. One was also inside, but one was outside. Why did those dogs not die? Okay, and the dog that died was a German Shepherd.
Okay, so I bet the other dog was a small dog and was not a threat to whoever.
Okay, well, they haven't told us.
Killed him.
Yeah. So originally they reported this as like no foul play, blah, blah, blah. They're thinking it was like a gas leak or carbon monoxide poisoning.
That's what I
because
thought.
they likely have gas stoves, I think is what they said. But once the detectives and the firefighters got there, they were able to find that there was no gas leak in the house and there was no signs of a carbon monoxide leak. So then they're like, okay, maybe this, now we're going to say this is a suspicious crime scene, or
Because at first they didn't, and now they say they changed it since this morning?
yes.
Yay.
Yes. So it went from no foul play to it's suspicious.
They shouldn't have reported it
Because
that quick.
there's no like gunshot. Well, at least not that they've told us. There's no gunshot. There's no stab wounds. There's no there's no signs of it's. So, okay. I'm going to give my theory in a little bit. So Detective Roy Arndt wrote in the affidavits that the sheriff's deputies reported to the home on Wednesday afternoon after 2 maintenance men. So the maintenance guys come over and the door is ajar. So it's like a little open. The front door is like a little opened. But then on the 911 call that I listened to, the guy is saying that the house was locked and he just saw the wife through the window. So I'm hearing 2 conflicting stories, but I hear mostly that the door was open. And that he called the police around 1:45 Wednesday, the 26th, yesterday, as the time we're recording. And they did not observe any signs of forced entry into the home.
Okay.
One of the deputies said that he believes that space heater could have fallen in the event that the female abruptly fell to the ground. So if she like fell down and like just took the space heater with her, I don't know. Another crazy thing is I've read that they were dead for almost like about 2 weeks. They had been dead for 2 weeks. So their bodies were partially mummified and bloated.
Really?
Yes. And they, yeah. And that's all we know so far. So you have these 3 people, 2 people, 1 dog killed. Then it's like, it looks like they're in 2 different places of the house. And it looks like he fell, but did they get into an argument and he fell and she felt bad and took pills and killed herself? Or did the daughter, because he has like, I think 3 kids and is worth a lot of money, but did somebody poison them? Or like, how did the dog end up dying? And was the kennel closed or open? Like,
We need to know cause of death.
And they're going to do the autopsy and they're like, this will hopefully reveal what.
But they would have said like stab wounds or look like you died from blunt force
I
trauma
think that's why
or
they
gunshot wounds or so.
Yeah.
It had to not been messy.
Yeah.
So
that's why I think
when
it had to
Tupi-
been poisoned somehow.
When Tupi was like, when they said no, then I said carbon monoxide poisoning and they said no foul play. And I was like, well, was it murder, suicide? But that would have been foul play.
Yeah.
So maybe we're leaning more towards that. So did you pull a Jim Jones and put some cyanide and then you drink it too?
Maybe.
I think the pills are staged.
Yeah, they could be. But why the dog? How did the dog die?
He was just gonna.
Did he eat the pills?
I think well, there's probably something done to the dog, injection. But I think I think Oh, okay. The dog was a threat. It's a big German Shepherd. And he was probably barking and it was going to...
I need to know what kind of dogs the other dogs were.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was
Probably like
another
Parker.
German Shepherd.
Outside,
Because
though.
I saw, yeah, outside.
I wonder what the other one was inside that was kept alive. Probably a little Parker.
But like, and I was like, well, if they have been dead in the house for 2 weeks, then if they just, maybe they didn't kill the dog and they put the dog in the kennel and the dog just died from like no water or food.
Oh, because it's 2 weeks.
Ugh. So I don't know. I'm sure all of this in like 5 minutes is going to change. It's going to be a completely different story by the time you hear this, because it's going to be 4 days or 5 days later. But as of, this is just kind of the breaking news that we've heard. So but it's already changed from this morning to this afternoon.
So you think
I think
wife
somebody
probably poisoned and they killed herself?
Well, I don't know if I think that, or if I think that somehow a family member came over and just poisoned them and left.
Or injected them with something that would cause, I don't know.
Because I feel like I read somewhere or heard somewhere or listened somewhere that the daughter was saying that she thought it was carbon monoxide.
Oh.
And like, that's where that came from. But maybe she's trying to say that because she's trying to cover something up and she's trying to get that money. Because this is like $1 million. He's like a billionaire or whatever. I don't know, millionaire.
Oh, it's definitely behind some money.
So I feel like that would be the most logical thing. Because why would they all three
Why would
be
the
dead? Wife kill the husband? I don't think the husband would kill the wife because he's like 95. What does he need to kill? Like, why would he want to kill his wife? Unless...
Why does any husband want to kill their wife?
I mean, especially when he's 95. He's like old. That's old.
Mm-hmm.
And she's 65. I could see her wanting to, but I don't know why she would want to kill him. He's going to die soon anyway. He's 95.
Get all the money. I don't know.
So I'm going to go with, I think it was a sibling, or not a sibling,
Kid?
a child of one of them, either one of them. I think they both have kids. They didn't really talk about that much, but I'm just going to go with that theory.
Okay.
What's your theory?
I mean, I definitely think somebody killed them and staged it, but I don't know what the purpose of the pills are. Murder. I wonder who the maintenance men are. Was it like a hired type thing?
I think they were just like, they would just go over there. But like, why is nobody noticing them gone missing for 2 weeks? Or not hearing from them for 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like if you're his kids, you're probably calling and talking to him at least.
And you're that rich, a housekeeper would have just showed up at some point.
And do we not have video cameras? Like, do they not have cameras?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I bet they do. I bet they're just withholding all that.
Yeah, so I feel like once we get all that info.
Probably a kid.
But it's wild.
Wow.
Acme Joy makes top-of-the-line adult products, provides sex toys like male masturbators, penis pumps, cock rings, anal stimulators, realistic dildos, and sex dolls, etc. Founded in 2011, Acme Joy has long held the belief everyone deserves a better orgasm. Acme Joy prides itself on being able to satisfy a wide range of sexual needs and provide a greater variety of orgasms. It adheres to the idea that everyone deserves a better orgasm. Whether you want to experience surreal oral sex pleasure, true to slight intercourse, or even more intense anal stimulation, Acme Joy will always offer something beyond your imagination. Acme Joy's goal is to provide high-quality products at the optimal prices to every user, as well as superior customer service. Go to acmejoy.com.
At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today.
Then this is a very short little case, but I just saw this on Instagram, and it was this is about human trafficking.
Love.
In Southwest Houston,
Okay.
there's this house. It's a 2-story home, and more than 90 people were found in this home, believed to be victims of human trafficking.
Oh my goodness.
5 women, 85 men, no children. They were found huddled in 2 separate areas of the home, and some of them were in need of food, water, and medical care. They discovered this because there was a kidnapping tip from a possible relative of one of those rescued. So I guess, I don't know. This is just what the article said. SWAT teams entered the house after staking it out for a few hours. And the neighbors said that they saw one woman taken into custody. They just thought 2 people lived in that house. They never saw anything weird or suspicious going on. So I'm sure they did everything like in the dead of night. And police are investigating what they call a suspected stash house.
Mm.
And no information regarding where the men and women originated from or where they had they don't know what they planned for them or where they came from.
And why so many men versus women?
I don't know.
I would think you would need the opposite. Unless they've already like gotten rid of the women and the men aren't going as quick. 5 versus 85?
That's what it said. In Houston.
They're targeting male. I don't know.
I think
it's weird trafficking.
I'm just surprised that there were no children.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little Kohberger update, even though I'm just like ready for the trial to start. But they had this big trial or big hearing about the DNA. So, his DNA was on the knife sheath, on that little button. Okay. And the defense is trying to say, hey, we need that evidence excluded.
Oh, yeah.
Because, okay. So the judge has denied a motion to exclude crucial DNA evidence from the trial of Kohberger, who is accused of murdering the University of Idaho students. And this came out on Wednesday. And so this material, was on the knife sheath. And because what they did was they linked Kohberger to the scene using family tree database and DNA collected from the trash of his family home. So the defense is saying that Kohberger's constitutional rights against unreasonable search and seizure were violated as his DNA was obtained without a warrant. However, the judge ruled that there is no reasonable expectation of privacy for evidence collected at a crime scene. And the judge ruled in favor of the defense. All evidence gathered after identifying Kohberger through the DNA. This included cell phone data, placing him near the victim's home, and security footage of a vehicle matching his would have been dismissed. So I'm not sure what that really means. But I do know that they're going to allow that DNA evidence to come in. They've added a new attorney, so he now has another attorney. Bicca Barlow from San Francisco. He's going to be pro hoc vice, which means that the judge is going to allow him to participate as a lawyer, even though it's in a different state.
Okay.
So that's just a term.
And
then he's also now claiming that he's autistic.
That way they don't label him as a narcissist or sociopath because he has no emotion.
I want to see his diagnosis on that. And do you know the Charlie Adelson, Donna Adelson story?
You told us.
Okay, so we have an update on Donna Adelson. So she's the mother of Charlie Adelson, who was recently convicted of murder for hire plot. So his sister Wendy was married to a guy, Dan Markell. Wendy was married to Dan, and they were getting a divorce. And they were going through this big custody battle. And Charlie and his mom and Charlie had a girlfriend. His girlfriend was Katie McBanawa. Katie had 2 friends who were gonna carry out this hit, and they ended up killing Dan Markell. So then Wendy could get full custody of the kids.
Gosh.
Okay. So now Donna has been implicated in this happened like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But they've like just last year, I think they had the Charlie Adelson trial where they convicted him. They've already convicted the people who actually did the crime. Now they're just like slowly getting the rest of the family. So, Adelson, she's charged with masterminding the murder for hire for her former son-in-law, FSU professor Dan Markell. He was a law professor. He actually taught one of the guys that I watch on YouTube, Peter. Anyways, he was shot and killed in his driveway in 2014. Adelson's son, Charlie, has already been convicted in his role in the plot with Charlie's ex-girlfriend, Catherine McBenowa, and 2 other men. So Donna has been in custody. So after his trial, she thought it would be a good idea to go with her and her husband to go to Vietnam on a one-way ticket, which is a place that has no extradition.
Yeah, and place anybody wants to
totally normal
vacation to.
So they arrested her at the airport.
Good.
Because obviously we know you're involved, because she was involved in this, like what did they call it? Where the police actually set it up to where they exchange money, or I can't remember what it's called. What do they call it? Anyway, the police set up this whole thing, and it basically was like she was involved because she immediately calls Charlie after this situation where somebody's threatening her and they're, hey, I know what you did. I'm going to expose you. And so she freaks out. She calls Charlie because it's just like implicates her in this crime.
Yeah.
So she's been in custody since her arrest in November 2023 and so she's basically, they have this hearing and she's trying to get, she takes the stand twice in this hearing, which we were shocked when that happened. She wants to be released on bond because she's being just treated so poorly in prison. And she also wants to suppress a jail call because she was on a call from her house to Charlie. I think this is when she was still at home and he was in jail. And she doesn't hang up the phone. And she continues talking and said, I don't know what the call says, but whatever it is, it's like implicated. Yes.
Yeah.
So then they had part of this hearing was to try to get that phone call released. They're like, oh, well, the police aren't able to wiretap. Like, no, this is not wiretapping. This was just, you're literally on a phone call. You know it's recorded and your dumbass didn't hang up. So you're stupid. But I wanted to talk about this because I want to tell you about the things that has happened to her in prison.
Okay.
So since her arrest, she's been living in this annex. I don't know what an annex, but she's with 65 other women. And during this, she says that she's been assaulted multiple times. The first time being in the shower when all of a sudden, she says, I felt a hand go up my back from the top of my butt. And I began to cry. And then she screamed and the other inmate ran away. Okay.
She was molested, accosted.
Another assault allegedly occurred while Donna was brushing her teeth and led to ongoing extortion.
What?
Donna said the other inmate told her, unless you want those pretty white teeth knocked out of your mouth, you're going to buy me my commissary.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah. And she's just like,
She's being bullied. I mean, that's shit
yes,
that
but
happens in
she's
jail.
being
Don't
an
do
idiot.
stuff to go to jail.
Somebody needs to coach her on how to be in jail because she's not doing a good job. She's obviously like, just like, I just feel she's
entitled.
Yes, very,
Yes.
very, very, very. So Donna said she complied and she refused to name the inmate, describing her as only a big woman out of fear. And she said, one thing I've learned since I'm there is you don't snitch. You don't tell on anyone. Okay, well, good job. Police moved in on, blah, 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 it was on the jetway. She also has these medical issues that she's been facing behind bars, including sciatica and earwax buildup.
She needs an ear candle.
She says she cannot hear her attorneys on the phone because she has an earwax buildup.
Oh, I'd go crazy if I couldn't have Q-tips.
As she fights to be released on bond pending her trial, currently scheduled to begin in June.
Okay.
Her
When did
defense.
all this happen, though?
Okay, so she got arrested in 2023. Her trial was supposed to start months and months ago. She was going to use the same attorney as Charlie, but then they're going to call Charlie to the stand. So there's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
So then at the day the trial was supposed to start is whenever he was like, I can't be on the
Can't do
case
it.
anymore. And she had no idea. She's crying. But I'm like, I feel zero sorry for you, 0%, because you obviously hired somebody. And Wendy, they have 2 kids. So like, you just killed the kid's dad because you didn't want them to live in Tallahassee. Like, that was the only thing. Like, they're like, no, not Tallahassee. Whatever.
Don't be
So-
a Florida Gator.
They talked about that this was inadequate medical care. She also had a cut, and she had to use sanitary pads as a Band-Aid.
It's a big old Band-Aid.
And then they tried to suppress the phone call recording because she didn't hang up and blah, 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 blah. So we don't know what they're going to say about it because that was just the hearing. We got to wait for the judge to rule on that stuff. And that's about it.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't think so. There was something here local about the Benadryl lady, but I
Oh.
was not.
Yeah. I think they're just trying to appeal it.
Okay.
I mean, I know because I saw that on Twitter and you sent it to me. And
Years ago, there was a daycare owner that
yeah,
had a kid die of Benadryl overdose or something.
yes.
And they ended up testing multiple of the kids'
Marion Frazier.
system, and all of them had Benadryl. in it.
Yeah. So this says that they agreed. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals has agreed to consider 3 of 5 points of appeal in Marion Frazier's conviction in the 2013 Benadryl overdose death of an infant in her care. Local appellate describes it as a rare move. The state's highest criminal appellate court this week granted Frazier's petition for discretionary review in her appeal of a ruling last year. 4-month-old. It was a 4-month-old. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she was sentenced, then she had a retrial,
Yes.
and then now and then she was sentenced again, guilty,
and she was
and now she's
convicted.
appealing it.
So it says that the jury convicted Frazier twice of felony murder in the child's death. Both juries recommended 50-year prison terms. Frazier, who operated highly sought out, blah, 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 won a new trial after her 2015 conviction was overturned because of improper jury instructions regarding Frazier's culpable mental state, which it's just like all that stupid stuff. So, Court of Appeals, I don't know if, let's see, go to the bottom. Her appeal was transferred from Waco's 10th Court of Appeals to Amarillo's Court of Appeals docket, blah, 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 blah. So I guess it's just going to go there to the Court of Appeals and we'll find out. Texas Court of Appeals to consider. They're considering it. Okay, so they're considering it. We don't know if there's like a ruling in it yet.
She would be the luckiest person in the world if this happens.
I mean, God, why just let this lady just deny it. Just keep her in jail.
Yeah.
When you why are you gonna have a daycare if you got to drug the kids to go to sleep?
That way you don't got to do any work.
Exactly. Why having daycare?
Why have a daycare? Okay. That is it, right?
That is it.
We'll see y'all Thursday for a full episode in which we will be going to the year 2020
Oh, great.
and to the city of Killeen, Texas.
Uh-oh. Are we going to Fort Hood?
We are going to Fort
We're going to
Hood.
the hood.
Don't forget to
Stay aware.
stay alive.
And always be DTF.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.